This recording may contain adult language and/or content.
So, as you walk out of the fishery, you're now walking along the docks, and you're probably like, are you having a little conversation, or what are you doing?
I'm pretty pleased about how the day's events went.
Oh shit, I forgot
I'm
something.
looking out for falling crates.
I remember what I was going to do the fishery, now fucking I'm going to have to shoehorn this in. Okay, a little bit red coffee.
Mid-step out the door.
While you're in the facilities, you hear your laborers in the background yell, that goddamn harbor pincher. He keeps nabbing my tools. I don't have my key cutters anymore and all sorts of stuff. Where's my hook?
Harbor pincher, eh?
Yeah, the harbor pincher. And that fucker, if I ever get my hands on him, I'm gonna string him and make him into a jerky. And stuff like that. And like, just this morning he took all keys. So you hear all that while they're loading. So now, fast forward back. Again, that was going to be a lot more coolly integrated before. But anyways, so fast forward back. I forgot with all the negotiation of the barrels of fish. Okay. So
you guys hear about that harbor?
That harbor pincer?
The pincher?
The harbor pincer. Yeah.
Pincher.
I hear even the dolphins are afraid of him.
Well, between the dolphins and the pincher. That
He's
sounds like adventuring work.
He's a fast one. So, yeah. I'm just reading my notes here. Okay. So, you're outside. Any particular thing you guys are...
We should probably head in the direction of the cart.
I think we ought to look into this pincher before we leave.
Mm-hmm. Is there a wanted
That sounds like
sign
adventuring
or
work if I've
something?
ever heard
Give
of
us details.
You gotta always keep your...
Um,
thing about this adventuring, gotta keep your ear to the ground.
yeah. Well, you could ask somebody about the harbor pincher.
What about Bob?
Sure.
Are
We do have a good
friends?
rapport with Bob.
Oh,
Or
okay.
we can go ask Neville.
No.
He might even be the harbor pincher.
Yeah.
Neville might be the harbor pincer.
He's stealing his own guy's gear.
So he can charge them.
That's right.
Right, yeah.
So,
Let's go ask Bob.
Bob, okay. Hi, gents. How you doing? Long time no see. How can I help?
How about this harbor pincher?
Oh, the harbor pincher, and he spits. I hate that little runt.
Little.
Oh, yes. He's a pest.
So you've seen him.
Gimbal spits too.
Yeah, many have seen him, but there's not much you can do about it. The thing is faster than grease lightning. Comes in, just snatches your shit, shinier the better, and boom, he's gone. In a tornado of fur and grease and gunk.
What?
He's a weasel. Some sort of weasel?
Tasmanian devil?
Well, we don't know what he is exactly. Some of the boys think he's some type of mutated sail. The other...
Mutated sails.
Sail.
You mean
Seal.
Seal.
Sail.
Oh.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Sail.
Okay.
Anyways, other fellas think he's an otter. Some people think he's a kind of a demented raccoon, but we're not exactly sure on that one.
They all bleed.
True enough, but are you trying to tell me that you think you're going to take down the harbor pincher?
We'll leave him for the dolphins when we're done.
Are you foolish? Many have tried and failed, son. Some of the best hunters of the land haven't been able to catch up that harbor pincher. He's got
happen
a
to
big
be
intelligence,
adventuring
I swear.
with the ranger.
Well, good luck to you. If you're off to bag yourself a hopper pincher,
It's like
you'd
one of
be,
the few times your tracking skills will actually come into play.
if you're trying to snatch that hopper pincher, half the people at this docks would want to give you a proper medal. But good luck to you. Many have tried.
Sounds like a
Do they
challenge.
have any idea where he is? Like, where he comes from? Or does he just
No.
show up randomly?
He just shows up randomly,
I
like a
think
shadow.
Does he
think
run in
we
any
need
particular
to
direction?
set a trap.
Always around the docks. Usually after he makes his appearance, makes his way to the water.
We gotta get under the pilings. We gotta go
Oh,
check
he's
out.
in the water. He comes from the water?
Well,
we don't
maybe
know where
somewhere
he comes
around,
from, but that's usually where he heads after.
around the shore.
Maybe
He's got a
yes.
little. He's got a
Or maybe-
hidey hole somewhere.
Yeah.
He's stashing all this stuff. It must be like reasonably big.
I bet it'd be a nice haul if he found his stash spot full of
There
little
could be
loots
some
and
treasures
treasures.
in there. Yeah.
Can he roll, like, local knowledge to see if he knows where there's any good, like, caves along the shore?
Or
I
abandoned.
think you ought to like use your tracking skills.
Well,
to figure this
Yeah.
one.
We
Why
need
you
a
guys
You
see
you
that?
would know.
Have there
about
been any
animals.
clues? Like tuft of hair. Anything we can.
some kind
anything
of
we can
clue
go
to
on,
start
yeah.
the tracking.
Not that I'm aware of, Gov.
Okay.
So
Does-
you never left anything behind.
We can talk to some guards.
Well, occasionally there's some hair, lots of mud.
Mud.
Do you know who was the last person who had
Was
something
pinched.
stolen? The last victim of the armor
The pinch.
That's tough to say because he's very active, but I do know that David over there lost his keys this morning. We think it's a hobble pincher, but we don't really know. He definitely likes the shiny.
Likes the shiny.
Likes the shiny.
All right.
Alright, let's take a little sideways
Somewhere
walk.
muddy, furry. Yeah. Let's take a walk. Let's just do a little scan of like the, there's. Let's check our map here.
You've gotta start rolling some tracking skills
I
once we have a
do.
clue.
Yeah. We're in around here. He could be either under the dock somewhere maybe, or along the shore.
Is there like a sewer opening?
Does anyone have, again, local
Perhaps.
knowledge?
Well, that
No.
you've got local
We've
knowledge.
got knowledge of animals. I'll roll a local
I was gonna
knowledge.
say, if you roll local knowledge, I can roll animal knowledge or whatever it is.
Oh, 20.
Okay. Well, geez. Well, you happen to know of the famous kind of somewhat incoves and caverns on the opposite side of the river, the docks there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cavernous, like little. They're not caves, but they're little like outcloves and stuff under the water line.
Mm-hmm.
And when the old docks collapse under the catechism, it's created a lot of debris and places where to hide. You can find a lot of merfolk there, some nasty things, and they haven't gotten to the fixing of the docks on that side yet. So if you were a little furry, annoying thing, that's probably a good place to make a nest out of, right? So yeah, you
Okay.
you can
So
make.
now
a
we have
decision.
kind of. Is that far from where we are?
It is. Now, when you were having this discussion, where were you? Were you standing outside the cannery at that point?
I thought we were still in the cannery.
Yeah, we were.
We hadn't
Well, we
really
were just outside the camera. We went back in to talk to Bob about his
Harbor
experience
Pincher.
with the harbor
Yeah,
pincher.
we're
so we're
in-
around the
yeah.
cannery.
Did you go to talk to Dave, perhaps, to ask about the keys?
We haven't yet.
No, we haven't asked Dave yet. Let's go talk to Dave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you want to headline this, babe? You're tracking, so.
I
It's
am.
not clues.
Dave is standing outside of the facility. He's on break, and he's biting into some type of
Bagel.
squid sandwich.
Not a bagel.
Bagel Witch.
Squid sandwich, okay.
Yeah.
So I hear you lost your keys this morning.
Yes, I did.
Jesus,
hell is he?
what is he?
I'm a gnome.
Oh, he's a gnome. Okay. He's your people. Maybe you could. You talk the same.
Where are the keys to?
Oh, the keys are so amazing contraption that sorts all sorts of sea creatures and fish into the proper canning facility. It makes a lot of noise and smoke, and it's awesome. And occasionally gets it wrong, but it's a prototype. I'm very proud of it. I made it myself, you know.
I too dabble in the tinkery, but
Oh, splendid.
I defer to the experts on these sorts of
Oh,
things.
thank you, sir. You flattered me.
Where
Sorry,
where were the keys when you lost them?
that's the strangest thing. I would have sworn they were on my belt, hooked right there. Now it's happened overnight almost, or sometime. I'm not sure. They were there, and then I looked, and they were gone. I have no clue where they might have ended up, or how I might have lost them. It's possible they could have just fell out, but I have a very good hook with those springy things, so they can't just flop off. I'm very complex by this. Might have to analyze
While you were
it.
sleeping from your home,
Yes, I have a house near the wharf. It's very convenient for my commute in the morning. I just pop on down and there I go and off I am. But I do have a hook where I put my clothes for the day. I usually hang them outside because my lady complains that the smell of fish is soaked
So
through.
your keys were hung outside.
But I have an enclosed decked area.
Okay.
Yes, and there was no disturbance. Like as far as I can tell, the awning wasn't broken or the screen.
Was the door still locked?
Yes, it was. It was. Now I don't have the most secure lock in the foyer, but still enough that any human individual would have to at least smashed it and showed some sign of entry.
Mind if we go investigate, see if we can find your keys, find the perpetrator? We'll need to see the scene of the crime, though.
Not at all. But maybe later in the day when I come off of my shift, which should be in about an hour. In the meantime, you're welcome to wait here for me. I'll be back, and I'll see. Maybe I can get off early and come back even sooner than that. So, sound reasonable to you? I just don't want to send 3 burly adventurers and scare the bejesus off of my little lady. She's high strung, that one.
It's the dolphins.
Dolphins, you say?
Living this
You
close to
didn't know?
dolphins, I would be worried for.
I've heard of them, but I've never seen one here. Are you sure you mean dolphins?
No, I'm sure there's no risk of dolphins. Don't worry.
You're not talking about the transmorphagizers? No. That's
God.
So I
They're
think we're
robots
looking-
in disguise.
They're more than meets the eyes. So,
Alright, let's wait for him to be off shift so we can go
I think we're
rummage
looking
in his
for like maybe a little hole in the wall or something that a little creature could sneak through.
stuff. I liked the idea of the floorboards.
Yeah,
If there's
could be
on the
floorboards.
dogs.
He popped up.
Yeah, it comes through.
Yeah.
okay,
Always
as
got
you
little
as you
points.
stand there,
For 3 hours.
well, no, this happens about 10-15 minutes in. As you
Okay.
stand there, you start to hear down the boardwalk a bunch of like commotion and like pounding of multiple like booted feet running in your directions and swearing and stuff. And but you're not really looking at it because the docks are noisy. It's just you just think it's more shitty shit. And for the most part, especially because you're trying to avoid all the homeless and stuff, you're trying not to notice things. But at that point,
Yes, I am.
a small furry animal runs past you guys and kind of bumps into you, Allie. Like brushes against you like that as it runs past, exciting a cue.
I was gonna say, is he Q-seated?
Yeah, but the cue is in
I
play
think
mode.
this thing's dead. I think this thing is going to die.
How
And
fast is it going?
it's going real fast. And it runs past you guys, bumps into you, and then at the very edge of the dock, it turns, which is now about 20 feet out, looks at you, and then jumps into the water.
What did it steal?
So-
Can I just check and see what?
hold on. The narrative isn't complete yet. You
I'm
can
sorry.
check, but and so it jumps into the water. At that point, a big crowd of burly sailors have run up to you, and they're shooting. They're firing harpoons and
At me?
no, not you.
This is a
At
bad
where
thing.
at the where the creature was, and knives and like
Crossbows?
crossbows into the water and on the dock where it was. But it's far
gone,
too
yeah.
late. It's done.
So-
One person I think does a magic missile. And the sailors are all cursing and swearing up a storm and very unhappy with the state of things. But at that point, they're kind of like they stop. They're now looking around, and then one of the sailors notices you guys and looks down at the ground near your foot as you do the same. All three of you. And what, or maybe just you, maybe at this point, or maybe the three of you look down. It's up to you guys. What you think your characters would do. And on the tip of your foot, covered in mud, is a glowing green gem.
Ooh.
So it left it behind.
The very same.
Mm-hmm. And you and the sailors both recognize this at the same time. What do you do?
So it's on my foot or beside my foot?
On your foot.
On my foot. Okay.
On your boot.
Alright.
I reach down, pick it up.